Today, the global economy finds itself navigating through a series of turbulent waters. It's a time marked by two ongoing wars, persistent inflation, and soaring borrowing costs, all of which are leaving their mark on the post-pandemic recovery. But what's next on the horizon in this era of multiple crises? Look no further than the jam-packed 2024 election calendar. Presidents or heads of state in presidential systems, or prime ministers play a crucial role in the governance of a country. Their importance is evident in various aspects of national and international affairs, as they serve as the highest representatives of their countries, embodying the nation's values, principles, and aspirations. Starting as early as January with Taiwan and culminating with the highly anticipated US presidential election in November 2024 promises to be a year of political upheaval. A whopping 40 national elections are slated, a busy lineup even during calmer political times. Bloomberg Economics crunches the numbers and reveals that in these elections, voters in countries representing 41% of the world's population and 42% of its GDP have the opportunity to choose new leaders. Yet the challenges ahead are significant. With two wars in progress, escalating tensions between the US and China, and increasing political polarization ahead of crucial elections, the potential for destruction in 2024 looms large. Money managers and corporate planners, take heed. This is not the year to put your investment plans on autopilot. As Stanford University political scientist Amy Zegart puts it, it's a very consequential year. The more uncertainty prevails regarding rules, interest rates, market movements, regulations, and policies, the more complexity businesses face. These threats are the reason why Paul Singer, the founder of Elliott Investment Management, who is known for his bearish views, believes that global conditions are much more perilous than what the markets are currently reflecting. He emphasizes that the world's stability now hinges on the wisdom of leaders to avert catastrophe. Jennifer Welch, the chief geoeconomics analyst with Bloomberg Economics, labels 2024 as perhaps the most tumultuous year in a generation from a geopolitical perspective. Governments and companies are also engaged in a fierce competition to secure raw materials essential for transitioning to cleaner energy and safeguarding local industries. As elections draw near, ruling parties will vie for geopolitical victories, with taking a tough stance on China seen as a potentially winning strategy in the US. This, coupled with the possibility of new policies post-election, will usher in a period of increased uncertainty for governments and multinational corporations. Countries heading to the polls in 2024 span the spectrum of size and influence, from resource-rich nations like Indonesia and Venezuela to the recurring favorite Mexico, politically unstable South Sudan, and geopolitical hotspots like Taiwan and Pakistan. The diversity is evident. Tunisia, the birthplace of the Arab Spring in 2011, may also hold a presidential election around October next year. Even some of the US traditional European allies, including Austria, Belgium, and the UK, will face leadership races. Taiwan's presidential election could significantly shape US-China relations for years to come, with tensions likely to rise if current Vice President Lei Ching-te emerges as forecasted. In February, Indonesia goes to the polls with Prabowo Subianto, a former Suharto-era lieutenant general once denied a US visa for alleged human rights abuses, leading the charge. For the first time since the end of apartheid in the early 1990s, South Africa's ruling African National Congress faces the prospect of losing its overall majority, possibly leading to a coalition government. A surprise loss for Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in office since 2014, could unnerve investors in a nation that the US and its allies hope to see as a counterweight to China's influence. The US itself is not immune to the election frenzy, with former President Donald Trump leading in key swing states. This brings fresh uncertainty over American policy on key issues like China, Russia, NATO, trade, and more. The divergence between party platforms on areas such as national security, trade, and immigration will play a crucial role in determining the extent of political risk. Furthermore, the world is witnessing a resurgence of violence in previously frozen conflicts, generating significant political risk. This upheaval is already impacting the corporate world, with companies increasingly compelled to speak out on global issues and navigate the ongoing tensions between the US and China. While elections can bring both change and stability, the potential for shifts in leadership that strain international relations or reignite old conflicts remains a real concern. This unpredictable landscape underscores the importance of staying vigilant as we move through 2024. Like, share, and subscribe for more updates.